It's not too many places you can own a home on $20 an hour. So I did some research and I found the top 10 places that you can have a piece of the American dream, right? What's the benefits of home ownership? Well, the benefits of home ownership, you don't have to worry about a landlord increasing the rent every year. You don't have to worry about your landlord selling the house and then you getting a 30-day notice that you have to get out, and you can actually own your home and have a peace of mind. Yes, you have to do repairs, but there are also things like tax write-offs and appreciation and equity. All right, so owning a home is a pretty powerful wealth building tool. Not only to pass down, but to get in, once you get in your later years and you want to sell your property because you have 50, 100,000, 200,000 in equity, and you want to either relocate or go into another situation or buy a forever house, you have that option because you own your home. First on the list is Detroit, Michigan. Now, at one point in Detroit, you used to can buy a house for $1, literally. But fast forward today, the real estate prices has increased with the tech businesses that had relocated to be based out of there. Tech jobs are bringing it back. You know, everyone heard the bad news about Detroit, but did you also know that Detroit also has their black homeowners, their net worth has increased. I want to say the number was like by 50% more than the average person due to home ownership in that city, etc. Now, I remember at one point you can, get those houses for $1, $1,000, $5,000. Fast forward to today. To live near downtown Detroit, you're gonna spend anywhere between $330,000 or $1 million, depending if you're downtown or if you're close to downtown. And they have a beautiful downtown area, but if you go, make sure you go when it's warm out because they do get a brutal winter. They also have casinos. So Detroit is a city to look into if you desire to own a home. All right, on $20 an hour. Also, let me add this about Detroit. Detroit has all major professional sports teams. So they have the hockey team, they have the baseball team, they have the NFL team, they have the basketball team. I'm sure they have a soccer team. I'm not sure, but they have all major league sports there. So, it's a city that offers entertainment as well, if that's what you're into. Number 2, Cleveland, Ohio. That's right. Home of Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron got them a championship. Shout out to them. But Cleveland is another city in the Midwest that you can own a home there for $20 an hour. Now, I don't know what industry thrives in Cleveland, so you may want to do your own research. But when I say do your research, let me say this. Make sure you look at median prices and what areas have decent school zones, because just because you could buy a house for $10,000 in Cleveland, you may not want to live on that side of town, especially if your kids can't fight. So, do your research before moving out to Cleveland. And Cleveland has a professional basketball team and a professional football team. And I hope Shedeur Sanders does very well out there this year. Number 3, Pittsburgh. Okay, when I think of Pittsburgh, I think of the infamous Cameron line, which is, I know Steelers that are not from Pittsburgh. All right, so, but it's the home of the Pittsburgh Steelers. That is another place where you can afford a house at $20 an hour. They also are going through gentrification in the outskirts of their downtown, so prices are going up as well. And as you know, at this point with gentrification, crimes goes down. So I would look into that area, but this is a place whereas, hey, $20 an hour, you have the possibility of home ownership. Number 4, Buffalo, New York. That's upstate New York. Hey, listen, do what you gotta do. It gets really cold upstate New York. I'm from North Jersey, the part that's near New York City, and it gets cold there, but Upstate, that's a different type of cold. You can actually watch the Buffalo Bills football game and you will see that. But that is a place where you can own a home on $20 an hour to look into. What I would do with all these cities I'm giving to you, you do the research, make sure you see what industries run that local economy. Okay, like I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the major industry here is banking. Number 5, Birmingham, Alabama. All right, so Birmingham's another city that, hey, you can own a house on $20 an hour. I've never been, but I've heard some good things about Birmingham. So yeah, it's definitely something you should look into. Number 6, Indianapolis, Indiana. Okay, so out there in Indy, home of the Indiana Pacers. They've been affordable for like, at least the last 10, 15 years because I've known some real estate investors out there that, they buy and sell real estate out that way and their prices are pretty affordable. Just to let you know, they do have water out that way. I'm sure the closer you live to the water, it's probably more expensive, but, it seems like a beautiful city that, hey, you can go out there and afford a house on $20 an hour. Coming in at number 7, St. Louis, Missouri. Okay, so St. Louis, Missouri is a city that you can own a home, $20 an hour, home of Nelly. I'm sure it's a nice city. I've never been, so but look into it. But you can own a home there. Number 8, Louisville, Kentucky. I've never been to Kentucky. I heard some good things about Louisville. I know they be having the Kentucky Derby out that way, which, brings people from all over every year. So, hey, it's an affordable city as well. Number 9, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Congrats to them for winning the finals. So apparently it's an affordable city that you don't have to make a bunch of money to live in, okay? Last but not least, Memphis, Tennessee, okay? So Memphis, Tennessee, home of FedEx. And I want to say the founder recently passed, unfortunately, man. But home of FedEx out there, that's their major employer. I know quite a few people who are from Memphis. The people I know, pretty good people. So, hey, listen, those 10 cities where you can own a house for $20 an hour. Now, you have to do your own research to look at crime rates, to look at what's pushing the local economy as far as jobs, to look at average salary in those towns. Make sure you look at that because that average salary will indicate where exactly will you need to be comfortable. Because, just because you can own a house there doesn't necessarily mean you're comfortable. And I would hope your ideal goal is to put yourself in a situation where you don't have to live paycheck to paycheck in these, 10 cities, whereas you can afford a house. And, make sure you look at crime because some of these cities might have more crime than others. Now, what I want you to do is comment below. Would you move to any of these cities? Also, make sure you look at that video next to me, how to get into real estate with no money.